This fella is one of the most impressive resumes you'll ever see.
So hi, I'm Tim. I actually started 15 years ago as a filmmaker. So I did a couple of my films and I did documentaries for like Nat Geo as well, and subsequently joined Fly Entertainment.
Oh, that's where Ain Ang's company, where
Yes.
she is like the boss of all the artists.
Publicity for like Henry Golding, K-pop superstars, and then I joined Power 98 for 2 years. Yes.
And you were amazing because you were a one-man show.
Yeah.
And I mean, back then you were quite annoying. Not saying you've changed, but you were amazing. You know, like this fella, he got me onto the cover of the Straits Times.
Yeah.
But not for bad reasons. Okay. Below
Yes.
me was Kong Yi. I'm not sure you remember.
I remember.
Yeah. But I was the positive headline on top.
Yeah.
And then
And your proposal as well. It was
yeah,
on
my
the Chinese
proposal was
papers.
on the Chinese papers as well. I remember I was on a bus talking to this Chinese reporter. I don't know how to speak Chinese. And then, talking about how I proposed to my wife. And then you got Mr. Yang on some Pets magazine or something.
multiple magazines,
Because, he looks like a dog. No, but you got all the DJs who
Yes.
are like C-list celebrities, and you made us look like A-list.
Yeah.
So we've never had that since. Honest, ever since you left, we never had that.
Really?
Not
Wow.
to put our artist team throw them under the bus, but it's true. You were amazing. So where did you
Thank
go
you.
after you left us?
Yeah, I went regional at Sony Pictures. So you know the show Running Man?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I kind of launched it in Asia.
Wow!
Yeah. It was like the dream job of so many people, right? Because I could literally just watch Korean dramas ahead of time and write press releases, conduct interviews with the artists.
Wow!
So I did that for like 4 years, and I went to gaming, around 7 years. Started as a marketing manager, and I progressed to be head of marketing, and then eventually actually overseeing the office in Taiwan. So I relocated to Taiwan to be the GM for 2 years. I missed out JBL.
Yeah, see, that's
Harman
right,
Kardon,
yeah.
yes.
So you were in sounds, not sounds.
It's consumer electronics.
Yeah.
After that, I am with LiveScore, the regional director for LiveScore. So I'm in charge of Asia Pacific, anything that's related to partnerships, branding, basically working with football fans in the Southeast Asia region, which is, they're very passionate football fans.
For those who don't know LiveScore, you are probably not a football fan.
Yes.
But when you wake up at 7 a.m. and you want to be disappointed by Manchester United results, you open the LiveScore app and you have a look over there. This is a sensitive word.
Yes.
Do you consider yourself a job hopper?
I wouldn't say I am a job hopper. I would say it depends on how long you stay in each job. So there are people who basically switch job every single year, and I would consider them more like a job hopper.
I had this classmate doing,
Yeah.
I'm a master's graduate. I'm not sure if you know this, even though I don't look like it. So I did my master's
Yes.
2 years ago. Shout out to NTU, Wee King Wee. And I had this classmate who job hopped every few months.
That's insane.
And then but the thing is, her job title got bigger and bigger.
Really?
But she kept getting found out. So she used to work at one company for say 2 years, and then became 1.5 years, and then became 1 year, and became 6 months.
Yep.
And then she keeps, that's job hopping,
yeah,
right?
Job hopping, yes.
And then, although her title is bigger and she's earning more money, she gets found out because people realize that, this woman doesn't know what she's doing.
She's not committed, yeah.
So, how do you differentiate between someone who's job hopping and someone who's headhunted into a good position?
There are multiple ways to basically spot a job hopper. Is someone who tells you that they want to work for a bigger company, they want a bigger title and bigger position. More often than not, I think
Everyone wants that, no?
Yeah, but to be honest, you can actually get that within a company as well. Which is why there are some jobs, like for example, the last gaming role, I was there for like 7 years.
That's a long time.
That's a long time, yeah. So it really depends on the kind of opportunity you have within the team, and also whether if you're willing to push yourself. I personally believe that you job hop when your boss doesn't support you. Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to ask. How do you know when it's time to move on for a job? Because I don't have the ball. So how do you know when it's the right time to move?
First and foremost, whether if the person you report to will back you up. Because at the end of the day, right, your career, the success and failure of your career and your mental health, it depends on your boss. If your boss gives you the ability to do what you want to do, gives you the freedom, trusts you, and supports you, and when he or she goes to a meeting, a board meeting, and say, I think JK or whoever deserves the increment because he's worked very hard, that is the boss you can follow.
What is the opposite of that?
Micromanager, someone who's insecure, someone who doesn't trust, someone that always asks, who doesn't know much, so would always say, can you tell me this before he goes to a meeting or she goes to a meeting, and you realize that you're technically doing their job. Yeah.
There was one, not my boss, but another manager from a different department.
Yeah.
Didn't know how to use a USB. I swear, this was during COVID, just before COVID. Just before 2019. she went to this, my colleague is like, how do you plug in this USB? How do you transfer the file? Who's a manager? As someone who has, moved in different industries and changed jobs, are you like, when they quit their job, right? Or they leave, they're like, I'm never ever coming back. Do you do that? Or do you burn bridges? Or you still maintain that healthy relationship? Like, hey, thank you for all the, love and the help,
guidance and mentorship.
Or do you just,
okay,
I'm not coming back?
Frankly speaking, it's a 70-30.
Huh.
Yeah. So for a good amount, I actually do have a very strong relationship and close relationship with them. But there are some times where people are so invested, especially when work and life becomes like basically the line is crossed, right? So they treat you as like, their mentee, they treat you as their family. So whenever people discuss companies as family, it's a bit tricky because when you leave the family, it's just like Meghan and Harry, right? Like when you leave the family, they see it as betrayal.
So listen to all this royal talk.
So sometimes when you leave a toxic environment, people get really anxious about you. And I want to mention something really interesting.
What's a toxic environment first?
A toxic environment is where people are very insecure. So they don't know whether if their job is secure, the bosses are always anxious, people are always anxious. So if you work for a company where you see a lot of screenshots, people sending screenshots, forwarding messages, that is a problem because people are nervous, people are anxious about things. I would say it's a toxic environment.
All these screenshots reminds me of the Sylvia NOC.
So my advice is, if you need to talk, don't message.
You must have gone for, in 15, at least 10 or more interviews in your life?
Yeah, way more.
Way more than that?
Yeah, of course.
So you are like, you would have been...
I've interviewed people, I've been interviewed a lot.
So this is the interesting part. What is your tip to prepare someone for a job interview?
So I think everybody shows up at the interview thinking that they are the best candidate because they would say, I work for this big company, I have this experience and stuff like this. You need to start thinking about it from the perspective of the company. Why are they hiring this? Is this a replacement role? Do they need you urgently? Is this a new role? What kind of traits they're looking for? Because to be honest, job description, experience, you're going to see a lot of people. Like I give you an example, right? You're looking for a marketing manager in the media space. You will see someone working for NBC, someone working from Sony, someone working from Universal. How do you differentiate these three people is where the traits are aligned with the company, number one. Number two is you fit the profile they're looking for. So within the first couple of minutes when you're speaking to them, and even before you go into the interview, speak with the headhunter, the HR person to understand what kind of profile this is. Is this an urgent role? Is this a replacement role? So this will allow you to align yourself with the company and the position.
How do you know the traits? Like,
for example,
what questions do you ask?
Prior to this, you know that it's a replacement role, and you know that it's a very high-paced, intense, long hours kind of position. So you need to come off as that person as well. So they need to almost go like, I can fit you into the picture immediately.
Why do I want to work for someone with long hours?
No, but media is long hours, that. But you get my point, right? Because if you go to a position where they need you to run right away, you need to let them feel. So it's the feeling. They need to feel that you can do it right away. Because if you come today with all this experience and they're going to go, but we still need to train you. We need to take months to tell you what it is. You will lose out to the candidate. So it really depends. So if you're going into a role that it really requires nurturing, it's completely new, then it's very different from like a role that you can run.
I'm interviewee for the job. I want to ask the interviewer a question to impress them. What should I ask?
There is this question. I'm giving all my trade secrets away. There's this question that you ask and you would almost guarantee them to feel like you are the right person. Is you ask them, what is the biggest and most difficult task in this role?
Then they will
tell you, and then you give them the assurance because what you essentially are asking is their biggest worry and biggest concern. And then when you walk away, that's the last question you ask, right? They go like, JK can do that. The toughest thing, JK can do that. Because throughout the interview, it's about you, right? You talk about your experience, you talk about the company, they briefly talk about the role. But when you leave with that question, they go like, I think he really can do it.
You know, my last interview I went for, which is pre-COVID, my question I asked, where's the parking? I asked as if I got the job already, you know.
Logistical question.
I asked where's the parking, and then what kind of which lift do I take to come up?
Oh
I legit
my
know.
God.
Thought I got the job already, man. Okay, anyway, what are some mistakes that people make during interviews?
Coming without water.
Oh, you must bring your own water to interviews.
Bring your water. So when you come with a bottle of water, which is why, you know,
Right.
I brought mine today.
You bought that from the vending machine downstairs.
I knew that I was going to come. So the point is, come prepared, right? Because when you come prepared, like with a bottle of water, they know that you're very prepared.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the little things. It's the little things. Imagine someone comes to you and say, do you need anything? Can I have a hot coffee, please? Thank you very much. And the interview, or like, do you need water? Yes, room temperature. You're gonna talk. You come to an interview, you're gonna talk. You need to be prepared.
How about mistakes? Like, what mistakes do they make?
Mistakes they make is when they start bad-mouthing people.
Also, you don't do that. Don't talk.
You don't badmouth people. You don't badmouth people because they will start getting anxious. What if you will say this about me? Because people are generally quite insecure. So they will think if you come and talk about some bad companies or some bad person, you will do the same to me. Thirdly, you need to know who you're interviewing with. So today, if you're interviewing with like the CEO, the person is pretty secure with their job. But today, if you're interviewing like a manager interviewing with a senior manager, the person will probably be nervous if you overshadow the person. So you need to be quite careful and read the room, know who your interviewer is. You should impress them just enough and not make them feel like I'm going to lose my job to this person.
Do you research them?
I do.
You do before you go.
I do
like if you know the CEO is going to interview you, then you will research them.
So don't just go in thinking that you can do the same format, answer the same answers.
Every interview
single
is
time.
different.
Every interview is different. Every dynamic is different. And I'm not asking you to lie. I'm not asking you to make up stuff. But it's just being aware.
And nowadays, I'm assuming a lot of interviews are virtual.
Quite virtual.
So how do you ace a virtual interview?
To prepare for a virtual interview, I think the most important thing is that you need to look lit up.
Lit up.
Yeah, you need to look alive because there's no energy. So there is this very famous saying, right? Interview, sales, anything that requires like interaction is a transfer of energy. You're not in person, it's hard to transfer the energy. So everything needs to feel like there's energy. So if you were to interview with someone and then the background is dull, you are dull, it's very hard to look at you, it's going to make the energy very low.
So you might like drink coffee before a virtual interview.
They need to feel your energy.
Right.
And you need to think about how do I transfer that? Is it in the colours? Is it in the tone of my words?
So the clothes you wear also important.
It's important.
Right,
It's important
right.
because they're not going to see. They're not here to smell you. They're not here to see
So
you,
don't
touch
put
you.
cologne, right? You know, just
Exactly.
Ah.
So you have to be quite cautious about how you set yourself up in a virtual interview. When you put on a backdrop, people will start thinking, why are you hiding?
fake backdrop.
Yeah, why are you hiding? Like, are you in a bedroom? Are you doing something weird? Like, why are you not showing your backdrop? Right? So be confident. Find a clear wall if you don't have anything. Next is don't take your interviews with a phone. Like,
Right.
don't do it with an iPhone and then where everybody is like a landscape mode and then your portrait. This person.
Right.
Sorry, 1 second. You know, it's so unprofessional, right? Be ready. Show them you're ready.
So laptop, you know, nice
Laptop.
phone or speaker.
Nice
whatever.
lighting if it's dark and everything. Yeah.
The important step before the interview is the resume, the CV.
Yeah.
So how do you write one that pops?
I've reviewed so many CVs, and one of the interviews I've done, basically interviewed, I basically sent the person back and said, could you fix the CV before coming back to me? So
What did they do?
the formatting and spacing.
What's the right format? What's the right spacing?
So it's important that you basically have enough breathing space between jobs. It should very quickly, in minutes, tell you what you are, who you are. So if within seconds, right? Imagine you're the HR person or the hiring manager, you receive 100 CV, 100 applicants. You go to LinkedIn, you see, right, a lot, 100 applicants, over 100 applicants. How do they make a decision by basically looking at your CV and go like, oh, I need to read these details? They don't want to have time.
So what should you put on your CV?
So below your name, below the contact details, keywords. One sentence to best describe you. Strategic, creative, agile, help business to grow.
Trying to put that from her website.
Yeah.
Okay, but not those words, but you know.
Yeah, but you get my point.
Keywords.
Within
Okay.
a sentence, what is your brand? What can you bring? So that sentence should say, what can I bring to the company? Yeah.
Okay, I need to put that. So what
Yeah.
I bring to, let's say for me, my website is about promoting my hosting services.
Yep.
So what I bring to the event.
Yeah.
That's important.
Energy. Energetic events for you, right?
Right,
Energetic
right. Yeah,
events,
yeah. Lively.
passionate, lively, yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Mood lifting.
Mood lifting. Whew. Now with the final stretch, career advice. What is the worst career advice you've received?
basically just work hard.
But okay, just work hard. It sounds good advice, no?
Yeah, but you don't get recognized if you work hard sometimes. You just always be working.
So how do you get recognized?
When you start leading, when you start showing that you can step out of the wing and able to basically train someone up to do that job and lead the person.
See, but I tried that before, and then someone said, "Why are you mansplaining?" Then how?
These woke words, eh?
I tried, I was like, this the step. Then
Yeah. JK, you should be coaching, training new people up to do similar things that you do. Right. You should start a academy on your own.
Academy?
Yeah.
How to be a C-list celebrity?
No. Okay. how to take people from a regular MC to a hype MC.
I don't want to do that because I will need more jobs. I don't have enough jobs. Don't be MC, okay?
Don't be
MC. I need more jobs, please. Wait until 15 years time, then you can start. All right. What's the best advice you received and from who?
Don't choose your job. Choose your manager.
Don't choose your job. Choose your manager.
Yeah.
But how do you know what your manager is going to be like if you
Ask
don't?
them their management style.
During the interview.
Yeah. How do you usually manage? How often do we meet actually? Is it going to be a regular thing? So once you start seeing that you vibe with the manager and the manager is someone that is quite trusting and secure, the person will basically leave you. I look back at all my career, I have had really good managers and I had really bad ones. The ones that are really good, I have progressed a lot.
Tell me about the good and the bad ones. Some examples what they did.
The bad managers are people who get really anxious and a lot of times will call you in for very chats that you don't expect it to happen. Like they'll say, "Oh, you did this, you sent this thing." They make every small issue to be very big. They make you feel very anxious. They make you feel like you're not doing a good job. They make you self-conscious and self-aware. A good manager should be someone that basically identifies your problem, know when it's a good time to talk to you, doesn't send you messages late at night and make you anxious so you can't sleep.
Sounds familiar.
Someone that lifts you up and someone that tells you positive things when you need to. Yeah. It's very important. It's back to mental health, right? A really good manager will make you feel so at ease that you don't feel like you're going to lose the job anytime.
So, final question before we wrap things up. There are many people out there who may be struggling with finding a job,
especially today in this time. Yeah,
struggling to find a job, struggling to secure that interview. Some tips that you have?
It's about timing and also finding the right opportunity, but always make sure that you prep yourself. Go look at LinkedIn, see what other people doing in their job. Ask yourself what is your gap between you and this person. If it's something that you can't do or you do not have, take ownership of that, be the change you want to see, and people will hire you for that.
Thank you very much, Tim.
No problem.
Before we wrap things up, tell us about LifeScore. What are you doing there? What plans you have, what projects, what kind of things Singaporeans who are watching and people around the region can expect from LifeScore?
So LifeScore has been around for the last 25 years. Football fans, bring football fans together, closer to the game, especially with the time difference.
You don't just show the scores anymore.
Yeah, we show the scores. We also show updates of the matches, transfer news and stuff like this as well. And we are expanding even more in the region. And that's my role, which is taking something which is so filled with passionate fans and basically elevating the experience and making it more personal. Yeah.